Today's video is about the rack that we have added to the top of our Ram 2500 truck. We did a lot of research to find the best truck rack for the best price, and we've looked at the Yakima ones, a little expensive for us for what we were getting. So we ended up settling on this one, which I got on Amazon, and it was fairly easy to set up. It came in a couple different boxes. All the pieces were there along with the instructions. We did need tools, of course. We used an impact driver to make sure everything was set in place and wouldn't be going anywhere. We started by unboxing everything, and then following the instructions, we built the rack itself on the ground, and then we attached the anchor points at the appropriate spots to the bed of the truck. Then we lifted up the portion from the ground onto the anchor points on the bed and secured it in place. As far as being heavy, it really wasn't that bad for two people, and that's coming from me. I don't lift very heavy. I mean, I can definitely lift like 60 pounds, but this was definitely heavier than that. I would not have been able to do it by myself, lifting it that way. Had I built it myself, I would have more than likely built it from the truck bed up versus on the ground and then lifting it. Initial impressions were, I liked the powder coated black look, which is, I mean, very, very superficial, but I liked that. It looked sleek. It was very, very sturdy. Even now, that's how I get in the back of the truck, is if I pull the tailgate down, then I'll grab onto the rack and haul myself up. Because our truck is a little high for me to just like comfortably step into the back of the bed. The first time we drove it around, there was a slight noise. I wouldn't really call it a whistling noise, but that's technically what it was. It was more of like a low noise. I almost thought it was the engine, just like it almost sounds like a very low fan. So what my husband did is he wrapped a little bit of cord just along that front pipe, and that pretty much cut sound off. It made it go away for the most part. Someone wants to make an appearance today. This is her. This is the baby. She likes to come out when I'm filming, so usually you'll see her if you look at some of my other videos, especially if you look at the 1,000 Trails video that I made. I had done a whole PowerPoint presentation, like focusing on all of this research I had done. And she pops up in the back. And that, obviously, she's the star of the video. We built this rack back in January, the very beginning of January, and it is now the beginning of June. So having it for a few months, I can definitely say it has held up very well. If you were worried about purchasing a rack off of Amazon, I will link this one below specifically, but it has held up magnificently. It was definitely worth the price and having to set it up. The biggest reason we went with this style of rack versus a enclosed cover or anything of that sort was because we typically travel with the e-bikes and sometimes a moped. Depending on where we're going. I have a moped that I truly love, but sometimes we have to have taller things in the bed of the truck, so we didn't want to limit that. But the nice thing about this pipe rack is the back bar itself has hand knobs that you can unscrew, and that bar will pull off. So one of the bikes we do turn sideways more just so that we don't have to do that, but that's just more because we're lazy. We have taken it off in the past to put the bike in just straight in, and it's very easy to do so. Currently, we have 2 inflatable paddle boards that are living up there. That's how we transport them. We originally had them in the camper and then on the back of the camper, and to free up some space, we've added them to the rack on the truck. But long story short, so far so good. Absolutely love this truck rack. It was easy to put together. It was reasonably, especially compared to when we started looking at cargo carriers with just the 2 bars that go across the cab itself. This was absolutely the better route for us to go. Highly recommend it, but I would absolutely recommend using an impact driver to put it together, to at least have that peace of mind that everything's torqued down properly and nothing is gonna loosen. I think that's the true key, is if you are able to set it up properly and build it properly, which goes for any of these. It goes for the 2 bars that go across the cab, it goes for any type of truck rack, tonneau cover, anything. But if you build it as intended, I mean, I see this thing lasting for a long, long time. So there it is. I just wanted to give my quick 2 cents on this truck rack over the bed pipe rack. Now that we've had it on the truck for a few months and we've traveled across the country, you know, from Louisiana all the way to Utah, and then from Utah to Arkansas and back, and now up to Idaho and the Pacific Northwest. So leave any comments below about things that you've added to your truck or to your rig or whatever you want to see next. And make sure to follow along by hitting that subscribe button to see our upcoming videos. I have quite a bit planned now that we are traveling again. Woo. Until next time. Hey, Chunk. Are you enjoying your cube? Your palace? Your palace? You're watching from afar because you'll run away.